Hey guys, how you doing? So, just messing with the crossbows, cutting a little excess string off there. I made a new cocking rope for the Killer Instinct so I could shoot it today. And I was pleasantly surprised, even without a sight. For y'all those who want to know, the string I'm using that I make my cocking ropes out of is starter string from lawnmowers. So if you got a cocking rope that's starting to fray, don't buy a new cocking rope. Just go get a starter string. It's dirt cheap. Use your hardware off your old cocking rope. So, as we know, I had bought this new crossbow, the Killer Instinct, the Bone Collector 370, and I did a first impressions comparison just holding them with the barnett jackal. Okay. The barnett jackal is slightly heavier. It is quite a bit wider. This ain't the narrowest crossbow in the world, but it's a lot more compact than the barnett. So what I found today, shooting this guy, this thing's a whole lot faster, but then again on paper, 370 feet per second versus 315 feet per second. Now some people say their barnett jackals across the chronograph has done more like 365. It's probably got a lot to do with arrow weight. I think the 315 a second, I think barnett rates that with 400 grain worth of arrow on it. Matter of fact, with a 100 grain field tip and the factory arrows that came with this, that's about what it'd be, 400 grain. But this thing's so much faster, and because this has the string stops that the barnett does not, and these little rubber things here in the string, there and there, this thing is so much quieter. I mean, night and day. I barely heard this thing. I shot it with no sight at about 20 yards, and it sunk the bolt right through what I was shooting it at, and hit the backstop behind it. This guy sinks the arrows right up to the fletchings, and that's where they stop. Which my target out there is a futon mattress folded over 4 times. And if you look, see how that fletching is wavy? All the fletchings on that bolt's wavy now. That's the one bolt I shot one time out of that Killer Instinct. The barnett has not messed up the fletchings at all. I've shot these bolts many a time out of this in the short time I've had it. So that just attests to the power of that Killer Instinct. Also, for some reason, I don't know why, because the barnett's got a 150-pound draw. The Killer Instinct's got a 185-pound draw. So that's almost a 200-pound draw on the Killer Instinct. But for some reason, this thing's easier to cock. I don't know if it's because it's got the shorter limbs, and then when them cams roll over, it's just there, or what. But this thing was a lot easier to cock than the barnett. I mean, the barnett's not hard for me to cock. I can cock the barnett. I can cock the barnett with my bare hands. I can't cock this with my bare hands. But using a cocking rope, this is easier to cock than it is to use the cocking rope on the barnett for some reason. Don't understand why. I'm not using it incorrectly. I put the rope up in the groove where it should be, hook my hooks down on my line, and pull it. Oh, and just for those guys who may be new to crossbows, here's something you can do with your cocking ropes. When I made this one, I made it where there's no pressure on that, but it can't come off the string. It's the exact length it needs to be to go over the back, down and hook the string, and my handles are right against. If you pick up on that handle, it starts to apply a little bit of pressure to the hook. Without it there's no pressure on that hook. I can easily take it off. And see how I hooked it back on? So now when I'm walking through the woods or the field, out through the yard, transporting it, my cocking rope's there. It's not dangling, getting caught on anything or any of that. See how much slack is? I mean, I can put my whole hand up through there. I can stick both hands to each side. So I'm not putting no extra. That's what you want to watch, is you don't put a bunch of tension on that string. You don't want it constantly pulled back in. But yeah, I can tell you, after shooting this one time, this is so much nicer. These are still the factory limbs, so I mean, anything can come defective, I guess. But this bow's got a little age on it now. I bought it used. You can't find these anymore for sale. You still get parts for it from Killer Instinct, but you can't find the bow for sale anymore. And these limbs have held up its whole life so far just fine. Guys, I think the best decision I ever made was bought this one. I paid $96 for that one out the door. I paid $80 for this one. Okay? Bought them both at pawn shops. It was crazy because I bought that one for $96 for Value Pawn on Blanding Boulevard here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I bought this one from the Value Pawn on Normandy Boulevard. Normandy Boulevard had one of these jackals, and I would have bought it, so I had two jackals. It at least gave me parts for one, you know. But for some reason, that Cash America wanted $355 for that dang jackal. These bows didn't cost that new. But hey, they had quite a bit more on this one. I think they had 120 on this one when I bought it. The other store had like 127 on this one, and we offered 80, and she jumped on it. So I guess they're having trouble selling crossbows there. They actually had like 8, 9 crossbows. So, but yeah, I think this right here is one of the better purchases I've made from a pawn shop in quite a while. The barnett, when I got it, everything on it except for, they both have this, so I can use this one for the example. Got these bolts here that hold the limbs down, you know, that hold the limbs to the riser. Those were the only things tight on that barnett. This one, there wasn't anything loose on this. Nothing. Everything on this bow was tight. So, oh wait. No. I had to tighten one thing. I think it was the Picatinny rail. Picatinny rail was slightly loose on this. But other than that, it's been, everything else was tight. I did go get some broadheads for, you know, crossbow hunting purposes, because you don't want to go shooting deer and hogs and stuff with a field tip. That's just not going to work out very well. Tip's a little loose there. There's the broadheads that I got. I don't remember the brand, but there was down at the hunting shop I bought these at, there was a very big hog and a even much bigger elk. And these are the broadheads the guy there took them animals with on a crossbow with not even as much power as the barnett. So yeah, I decided, all right, I'll go with it if it will sell them to me. Yeah, I just had to make this video and share, guys. After that first shot of this thing, oh man, I'm loving this killer instinct, and the weight's good. I like the weight of it. It's pretty balanced, you know. I mean, that's a pretty balanced bow. Barnett's pretty balanced too, I'm pretty sure. You see, I think I determined the barnett was pretty balanced. Yeah, barnett's a little front heavy. So you gotta bring, with the killer instinct, your hand goes back here at the back of the hand guard, and it's balanced. With the barnett, you're to the front. But that's still, that's pretty close. That's pretty close. You do got a little extra weight hanging off the front of that barnett. I assume that's going to be, yeah, see, this one likes to fall sideways because of the shape of the foregrip, but it's balanced out this way, you know, to keep it from falling over. I'm not grabbing it. I'm not grabbing it. I'm just fingers each side so it can't roll off the sides. And that's really balanced right there. It's not falling forward or backwards. It feels better when you're holding it, you know. I get a sight on it, I think it's going to be really nice. But yeah, I just had to, after shooting that, I just had to come talk